Hi everyone, Mr. Peabody here. Let's talk about the third dose. The third dose, which is the third dose of the vaccine. In the start they said one dose, then they said, well, no, you need a backup dose. Yeah, that might work with tetanus, but so we got two doses, all right? And then they said, well, now you need a third dose, and then it's going to be 4, then it's going to be 5, and it's going to continue on. Why? Because I've told you before, an mRNA vaccine is not a true vaccine. So they had to actually reword what a vaccine is in order to call it a vaccine, because it's not really a vaccine. It's more like sunscreen. Basically, you put sunscreen on, and after a while the sunscreen wears off, so you got to put more sunscreen on. I realise that the analogy is a little bit different and the time period is a little bit different, but let's look at it this way. When the COVID-19 vaccinations came out, they said they had 95%, or 94, 95, 96, whatever percentage they had. It was in the 90s. As soon as they said 90 something, I called bullshit. There's never has been a vaccine with an efficacy rate above 90%. Never has been. Why? Because we're all different. We all respond differently to different things, and for them to actually call out that they had a vaccine that actually had an efficacy rate above 90%. I'm surprised that a lot of doctors around the world didn't scratch their heads and say, "What?" But no one raised their hand and said that can't be right. Anyway, so they let it slide. Some doctors that actually said there was a problem, they got silenced really quickly. So all the rest of the doctors sort of like kept their mouths shut. But anyway, so let's start with. I'll start at 90%, right? So at 90%, so you have the first dose of an mRNA vaccine, right? And what that does is, as I said, all it does is it tells your body to produce antibodies. Your body doesn't know why it's producing them. It just tells your body to produce antibodies. But your body is really a really effective filter, and your body only keeps stuff that it needs. So when it sees a whole lot of antibodies floating around in your bloodstream, your body says, what the fuck is all this crap? And so it filters it out, and it filters it out really quickly and really efficiently. So your efficacy from 90% going down would happen pretty rapidly in the first week. So yeah, you might have the jab, and as soon as that takes effect, whatever percentage you start at, within a week, that's going to drop significantly. And they say, well, after a month or so, it drops down to 70%. No, I'd say after a week, it would probably drop down to 70%. So anyway, so you go, let's start at 90, and after a week, you drop down, and after a month, I'd say you're probably going to be around the 45% mark, somewhere around there. But then, so you have to have another jab. So you have the second jab, and that boosts the levels of antibodies in your blood again. And that's all it's doing. It doesn't tell your body there's a threat. It's just telling your body to produce shit. And your body doesn't know why it's doing it. But your body also knows, I don't need this shit. So it keeps on getting rid of it. So then after that, your body gets rid of some more shit, and then you need the booster shot. And then you'll need another booster shot and another booster shot. Now the difference is with the new vaccine that's come out, I haven't read into it all that much, but I know a little bit more about it. It's better than the mRNA. It's protein based, which means it can spread throughout your body. right? mRNA vaccines, that can only deal with your circulatory system, right? COVID-19 attacks your respiratory system, and then it might spread into your circulatory system. When it spreads into your circulatory system, that's when the antibodies that you've got because of you've been jabbed, that's when they can come into effect. With a protein-based vaccine, that can be throughout your body. So in other words, as soon as it attacks your respiratory system, it can go into effect. So I've got, and I think it's Nova something. Nova. Let's call it Nova. It's a much better vaccine. I was sort of like wanting to hold out for that vaccine, but due to the Premier being a dick, I had to get the vaccine we've got. But anyway, so it's a much better vaccine. Protein-based means it can spread throughout your body, as in it can have defenses throughout your body. Whereas mRNA, that's just bloodstream. See ya.